Right now, Ohio State is competing with Oregon to get transfer portal players. Huge names in the portal. We are also battling Oregon with our January sub battle. If you have not subscribed, help us win. We're up right now, but we got to make sure we take it home. Hit that sub button to help us beat Oregon. Ohio State landed 5 names. You watched our video there. 5 names in the transfer portal yesterday. Led me to wonder, is this the aggressive movement for them now? Are they now going after other players, more players, bigger names, bigger fish? All good questions about Ohio State right now and kind of what they're doing overall in the transfer portal. Again, they landed 2 guys from Alabama yesterday. You can go back and check out our video there, along with a backup quarterback, a tight end, other players that will play important roles for them next season. Big question, who should the Buckeyes be looking at next? Who should you, as a Buckeye fan or supporter, be looking at next? Get right into it. Jordan Seaton, a former 5-star offensive tackle, ends up at Colorado, helps protect Shedeur for a season, then goes into the post-Shedeur era. Now he enters the transfer portal, and this name, when he hit the portal, immediate, and I mean immediate buzz. Seaton just went crazy right away. It's big money, it's big talk, and it's a big left tackle for any team that can get him. Solid season last year. He only played 9 games. He had a good freshman year with Shedeur. Also, I think he's just headed for a huge 3rd season in college football. I think he is a name any team in college football would really like to have. We'll get into odds and who's involved and linked and how the Buckeyes can get him coming up in just a second. A talent like this, what are the odds the Buckeyes can get their hands on former 5-star? And again, a good proven left tackle. Probably, there's a shot he was a top 5 name when he went into the portal if he went early. He's definitely one of the top guys right now. Leave a percentage chance Ohio State lands Jordan Seaton. Of course, as I said to start the video, we're competing with the Ducks. It's always the Ducks. Oregon lands Coy Parrish, who I know a lot of Buckeye fans were interested in. Texas has also been extremely involved in the transfer portal. Pete Nakos of On3 immediately listed these 2 teams as suitors for Jordan Seaton, which we'll get into more from Nakos here in just a second. Here's the situation. You want Jordan Seaton? You want a top-notch, elite left tackle in college football? No penny pinching here. This cannot be a situation where you're saying, well, we value this position. You value Jordan Seaton. You pay Jordan Seaton what he needs to get to come to Ohio State. More from Pete Nakos. Look, there's some thoughts here about teams involved and what teams are involved. And again, he listed Oregon and Texas as the big dogs here. But Nakos saying every college football playoff contender will at least call Seaton to hear what it will cost to make a run at the former 5-star recruit. On3 reported ahead of the transfer portal opening, it would cost $500,000 to $1.2 million to land an impact offensive tackle. Sources Monday night speculated Seaton will command $2 million. We're talking quarterback money, folks. That's essentially what we're looking at with Jordan Seaton here. You do like that first line, though, right? Every college football contender will be involved for Seaton. So I don't care if Oregon's number 1. I don't care if Texas is number 2. Every contender's involved. That means the Buckeyes are involved. And again, this is the projected 2026 offensive line from Bill Landis. You can check out his Substack online. A lot of good stuff there from Bill Landis and Doug Lesmerises. Actually, they had Austin Siereveld, who had a pretty good year at left tackle, sliding to right guard. Ian Moore sliding into left tackle. He played well in Phillip Daniels' absence and some other moments when Siereveld got hurt against Miami. So you just feel like Seaton could take that spot at left tackle, and Siereveld moves to right guard. And a huge upgrade, gigantic upgrade for the Ohio State offensive line if that could happen. I still think even Ian Moore and Siereveld moving might end up pretty good for the Buckeyes. That's our talk on Seaton. We will get to what I know you guys want to talk about. Kickers. What is going on with the Buckeyes? What are their options for a kicker next season? Still don't have one. They're making their offers. They're trying to get their guys, high school recruits, portal kickers. We'll get into that in just a second, but I do want to let you guys know today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. but in life and on PrizePicks, it always feels good to be right. And with more high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend, elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops. PrizePicks lets you take control with all this going on. Good example of how you can take advantage of the playoffs coming up here. 2-pick power play. We love the quarterback duel. More 235.5 passing yards for playoff Darnold. More for 211.5 Bo Nix. Coming into another big playoff game here. He's looking to prove himself. He'll have to do it against Buffalo. Actually, I think that was the matchup last year. Those two went at it, and Nix didn't play that well. We're going to look for him to turn that around. And just an example of how easy it is to play. You just pick more or less on at least 2-player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Also, new feature alert. PrizePicks now has early payouts. So if your lineup gets off to a hot start, see Bo Nix has 200 passing yards in the first quarter. You're done. You want out. You now have that option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Yeah, imagine that. Game's not even done. You feel good about your pick, and you can cash out. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, I told you we'd talk kicker. We are here to talk kickers. And this has kind of surprised me because even when the Buckeyes get Quay Russaw and James Smith and 3 other names in one day, 6 names in 2 days, the comment section, how about a kicker? What about a kicker? Why don't you go get a kicker? I don't know. They're busy getting a defensive end to make sure this defense stays alive. They're busy getting other names. And I'll remind you, when we're talking kickers, absolutely it's important. The Lou Groza award-winning kicker missed multiple kicks for Oklahoma in a playoff game. Kickers are hit or miss. Name of the game. You can put the value on kicker however you want. Just a note, yes, neither of these guys are coming back. We did our Jaden Fielding's gone celebration. I don't think we need to do it again. Jackson Corville, I think Tulane is what I saw he went to. Either way, he hit the portal. He is now gone from Ohio State. Never even got to kick for the Buckeyes, really. Interesting one there. You guys spoke. I do want to double check. A lot of you guys have said O-line. A lot of you guys have said kicker. Some of you guys have said some other positions. Should kicker be Ohio State's top priority in the portal right now? We saw them get a lot of names, a lot of positions covered. Should all the focus be on kicker? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Here's the skinny. Isn't that what they say? Here's the skinny. Look, we've heard nothing lately. There is no, the Buckeyes have made an offer to so-and-so. The Buckeyes are linked to this kicker, that kicker, the next kicker. That's the update I can give you. I have seen nothing. We have heard nothing be reported about anything. The last we saw, the Buckeyes offered, I never saw that confirmed, David Alano, the kicker from Illinois. That was just like fan reporting almost that they offered him, and he immediately went to Texas A&M, right? They haven't even hosted a kicker recently. Nonetheless, I want to give you guys some options about what the Buckeyes could do, and I think there are real possibilities here. First things first, Lucas Carneiro. This is the viral kicker. This is the big fish. This is like Jordan Seaton for kickers, right? You're paying up. You're getting the big dog. You're sealing it up here. This is Ole Miss's kicker. Everyone's talking about him. Watching that game, both in the playoffs and this one's the SEC title game against Georgia. The thought is like, this is the best you can get at kicker in the portal. And I know below, he has not entered the portal. This is like fan dreaming, fan fiction, whatever you want to call it. People are just like, it'd be great to have him as a Buckeye. And it's kind of like, yeah, it would. I guess not necessarily leaving. And if he is, it'll cost NFL-style money to get him as a kicker. Just wanted to give you the lowdown on Carneiro. At Ole Miss, I mean, this is a great example. Good from 56, good from 55, good from 47. One of them is a game-winning kick. Win the SEC title. I mean, do I need to give you more? Actually, not the SEC title. That's on me. But still, a great game against a big-time rivalry there against Ole Miss. So Carneiro, great option at kicker. As of right now, not in the portal. We'll keep an eye on it. However, for good mojo, for good juju, to make it happen, you know how we like to do it. Hit that thumbs up button on the video right now. Gabe Panikowski, Oklahoma State. Here's the interesting thing here, and we're going to break down the situation with Panikowski. You take a look at his career stats, and the next two guys we talk about, they've jumped around a little bit. Panikowski's got some solid career stats, The one thing I will note, and he does have a 55-yard long, is what I saw trying to do the research. He's considered the top portal kicker. Didn't kick for Oklahoma State last year. I don't really know the exact situation of what happened. I went to his Twitter. He's posting highlights from warm-ups and things like that as film. So Panikowski's going on visits right now, looking at his options. That's where you are at because you did not jump on the kicker situation for Ohio State. You are now at the point where it's like, this guy has some experience, but he actually hasn't kicked that well lately, right? Your dream is Carneiro, Ole Miss, knocking down game winners, or Gabe Panikowski, who didn't necessarily kick in 2025 and at one point was at Sacramento State. So, all of note there. Carter Brown is the final option for the Buckeyes to take a look at kicker-wise. Same thing. Utah State last season, nothing for Utah State. Actually has more experience in college football. He kicked at Arizona State, kicked at Cincinnati, and then only did kickoffs last year. Sometimes with these kickers, just there's not a lot of information as far as their situation or what kicker started or what guy they brought in. I don't know. At Utah State last year, no stats there. You got a 54-yard long. You got good career kicking stats in the portal right now. And I will say, even a lot of the smaller names I researched portal-wise, gone already, on to new schools. Some guys went, one guy was looking at went to, I'm losing my thought right here. The kicker from Nebraska, he dropped down to North Dakota State. There we go. I got my thought back. So even these guys don't even want to necessarily stay in the Big Ten. Good stuff there. Finishing out, asking you guys to give me a follow on Twitter. I will have my thoughts together better on there. Don't worry. Breaking Buckeyes news. When they get someone new from the portal, when they get a kicker, I will have it for you right away. Be sure to give me a follow.